Alright everyone, and in this lecture we will discuss about observable object. So observable object is all about notifying some object when some event is being completed or based on some uh, completion handler and everything. So we will use observable objects when we have some queries from database that we need to execute, or we are getting some data from the web API or getting some images from the server. So in that case, we actually don't know about how much time we will need or how much time the system need to get that image downloaded from server. So in this particular situation, we will use observable object techniques. So whenever image will be downloaded or we will get the data from the server, it will notify our view that I have the data available now and it's ready to display. So let's start with some very simple application, very simple to do application using observable object technique. So in this application, what we will do, we will create one data source file. So that data source file will be responsible to provide us some to-do data. So let's start designing the data source file first, and then after we will design our UI. We will create a new Swift file here, not a Swift UI file, but we just need a Swift file here, and we will give it a name data source. Let's create one file. Inside that file, the first thing is that let's create a simple to-do model class. I'm not going to create a separate model class for file for this particular demo because it's very simple demo. That's why to do. And you know that whenever we create any model which is actually model class which is actually uh, related to the listing data in a list view, so it's required to make it identifiable because our list will require it to be uniquely identifiable for each row. So first value is UUID, and next value is text, very basic to do model. And let's create our class now, data source class. So data source class will be our observable class. It will be our observable object because we want to observe this particular class, that whenever there will be any change in the data source, it should notify to the view. Okay, so in the data source we need to make one object as a published object, which will be responsible to get notified, which will be responsible to update and send notification whenever it itself will be updated. So it will be decorated with published property wrapper, published var to do's array of to do equal to first blank. Okay, so we have created one published variable, published property, which will be responsible to get notified, sorry, which will be responsible to give some notification to subscriber when the to do's, the particular published variable will get changed. Okay, so now the next thing is that let's create one blank init file for now, sorry, init method for now. Then after, I'll create one very common method to add to do. So add to do will help us to add to do inside this particular to do object. So for now we will just add very dummy data like to do's dot append new element to do, and we will pass two parameters as required, to do number. Okay, let's add one variable also, one integer variable counter int equal to 0, counter plus equal to 1. Okay, and we will add our string interpolation here. Perfect. So now our add to do method is ready. Okay, so inside the init, let's call this method one time so we can actually see the data. Actually, let's not add anything for now. Okay, so now our data source class is ready almost. Now let's move to our view file and create observed object, which will be responsible to get notified when there will be any change in the data source. So that observed object will be decorated with observed object property wrapper var data source, and we will create a data source here. So here we are observing that whenever there will be any change inside this data source object, there will be any change, it will be responsible to update the UI. Okay, now let's remove the text for now, and I'm adding Z-stack here, because what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to add some condition here that if there will be any data in the data source, then display list. If there is nothing in the data source, then only display a text field, text view in the center of the screen saying that there is no to do available. Okay, so now I will write if condition if data source dot to dos dot count greater than 0, then we want to display the list. Okay, else we will display text field saying that no to do available. Okay, no to do available. Perfect. So let's see for now what we are just display. Okay, so it's displaying that there is no to do available because our data source to do's object is empty and we are not adding any to do. So if I will enable this to do inside the init method, then it will actually add one to do inside this object. So now we can not able to see that text in our view. Okay, let's resume it, and it should not display anything here. Okay, so now we cannot see anything. Okay, perfect. So now let's add list here. Inside the list, as a first row, in the first row I want to add a button to create to do. Okay, so let's add one button, action. Inside the action we will write data source dot add to do, self dot data source dot add to do, and here we will pass text, and text will be add to do or create to do, and let's give it some property here. Foreground color dot blue, font let's give it title type font, and font weight dot semi bold. Okay, looks good. Now we will write our for each loop for each data source dot to do's to do in, let's make it okay, to do in text. Okay, now we just need to display to do dot text. Sorry. Perfect. Okay, so as you can see here that now it is displaying our first to do here. As soon as I'll click on the button, okay, we need to play our preview here to actually see the changes, to actually make the button clickable. So as soon as I click on this button, it will start adding the to do. See, it will adding the to do continuously. And what we are doing here is that when I click on the to do button is actually calling the to do method of the data source, add to do method of the data source. This add to do method is incrementing the counter to +1 and then appending it to the this published variable. So this published variable is actually will get updated, and then after as soon as it gets updated, it will notify to the observed object data source that I am getting updated, I got updated, and as soon as it's get updated, our view will be created again, our view will be rendered again. Okay, let's run it again. Okay, perfect. To do, perfect. You see, so that's how we can use observed object or an observable object in our project to make our project actually reactive feel. And we are going to use this particular technique in many of our following lectures to build some real-time applications in following lectures. So let's stop here for now, and in the next lecture we will discuss about environment object. See you in the next lecture.